Welcome back to our YouTube channel, your home for inspiring Christian stories, faith journey, and peaceful real-life transformation. Every week, we share heartfelt stories that uplift, heal, and ignite hope. If you love faith-based storytelling, true life experience, and encouragement for your spiritual walk, you are in the right place. Subscribe now and join our growing community of believers building faith one story at a time. Today's story is about a devoted Christian, bride-to-be, whose life was shattered when her fiancé abandons her on their wedding day. But when what begins in devastation soon unfolds in a miraculous journey of healing, self-discovery, and divine redirection. This story will inspire you to trust God in whatever situation you are going through. Your story might be similar to this, or better still different, but God has a plan for you. Listen and be blessed. Have you ever been shattered so deeply that you question everything? Your worth, your faith, your purpose? This is the true story of Amaka, a woman left at the altar, humiliated in front of hundreds, her dream turned in an instant, but when she thought her life was over, God stepped in. This is a story of betrayal, redemption, and the beautiful ways God rebuilds what we thought was lost forever. Don't screw away, because your healing might just be here. He left her at the altar. Amaka was everything you expect in a bride: kind, faithful, full of dreams. She met Amaka in church. Their love blossomed in worship, in service, in whispered prayers beneath the stars. Everyone said they were perfect for each other. He was a choir leader. She taught Sunday school. The church blessed their union, and the wedding was planned down to the last rose petal. April 17th, the day her word ended. The church was full, over 400 guests. The choir was already singing. Amaka, radiant in white lace, waited just behind the doors, heart pounding, not with fear, but with joy. Amaka never showed. No phone call, no explanation, just silence. 5 minutes, 10, then 30. Then a quiet whisper from his best man, "He's not coming." Just like that, her life unraveled. Amaka couldn't even make it home without collapsing. Friends tried to comfort her. Some blamed Amaka, others God. Her mother wept. Her father wanted answers. But Amaka, she fell into silence and then into bitterness. She deleted all her wedding photos, tore her dress apart, and locked herself away for weeks. How could God let this happen? She cried. Was I not faithful enough? Did I pray wrong? Everywhere she went, whispers followed. She must have done something. Maybe God was punishing her. But little did they know God wasn't punishing her, He was protecting her. 2 months later, Amaka had a dream. She was standing in her wedding dress again, but this time the church was empty. The doors were open wide, and a bright light streamed in. A voice whispered, "This was never your destination, only a doorway." She woke up shaking, confused, but something had shifted. Peace started to grow in the cracks of her heart. She started journaling, praying again, not for man, but for clarity. And then God began to show her the truth. It started with a phone call from a woman named Ada. She was calm, gentle, but her words were explosive. Amaka was engaged to me too. He told me we were just a friend. Amaka had been living a double life. Her dad found pictures of Amaka's wedding invites in his drawer. She tracked her down out of consciousness. More women came forward. In total, 4. Amaka wasn't just cold feet, he was a master deceiver. Amaka was devastated all over again, but this time she didn't fall apart. She whispered through tears, "Thank you, Lord, for saving me through what I couldn't see." Amaka returned to church, not for people, but for God. She poured herself into ministry again. She started mentoring young women, speaking about betrayal, healing, and discernment. She was no longer the girl waiting for love. She became a woman chasing purpose. And as she obeyed, even in her pain, God began aligning things. A pastor visiting from Ghana invited her to speak at a women's conference. There, she shared her story, raw and undiluted. And at that crowd sat someone who would change everything. His name was David, a widower, kind, quiet, a man who had walked through his own valley of grief. He didn't try to fix her. He didn't rush her. He just listened. They became friends, then partners in ministry, and slowly, beautifully, love bloomed again. This time, not rushed, not painted in fairy tale, but rooted in truth, prayer, and healing. 2 years after the heartbreak, Amaka walked down the aisle again. But this time, she wasn't a broken woman hoping for a rescue. She was whole. And at the altar stood not just a man, but a promise fulfilled. Amaka's story is more than a wedding gone wrong. It's a testimony of how God interrupts our plans to protect us even when it hurts. It's about how it takes the ashes of betrayal and shapes them into something beautiful. And it's about you too. Because if you've been abandoned, betrayed, left behind, God still writes your story. He hasn't forgotten you. You weren't rejected. You were redirected. And just like Amaka, your redemption is already on the way. Will you trust him long enough to see it? If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Someone else out there needs to know that God has a better plan.